Hello everyone, I'm Sabre, and welcome to EV Training, the new series where I talk about specific things that I do with Ivysaur or that I get asked about a lot. I'll be kicking off the series by talking about synthesis in neutral, which is something that I've been developing for some time now. It's important to keep in mind that there are two critical properties to synthesis that makes it a useful tool in neutral. The first, which I've covered in previous videos, is the fact that it land cancels, making it relatively difficult to punish if they don't call you out. The second is the fact that it works in much of the same way that lasers or Warrior's Waft do, where if neither character is interacting with the other one, Ivysaur benefits. Because if we're both standing on the other side of the stage just staring at each other, one of us can heal and the other one can't. And this is how most Ivysaurs tend to use synthesis. They tend to use it in matchups where both characters are trying to force the other to approach, or when the other player is trying to get away with not interacting with Ivysaur and making her come to them, and we now have the ability to make them choose, do they want to wait until we have been and have healed 20% and are now willing to come to them, or do they want to approach us, which was not their original intention, in order to stop us from healing all the way until we have Solar Beam? But Synthesis does have another use. When used out of a short hop, Synthesis can make a really good bait to make people overextend or overestimate their ability to punish you. Because part of short hopping with Ivy, especially when you use Roar, is that it's difficult for them to tell what exactly you're going to do if you're mixing things up properly until it's too late for them to react. You can already come in with Roar Nair, Roar Bear, or Roar Up Air, all of which have different kinds of counterplay, and they have to be ready for all of those things. So if they're ready for any of them, and then you roll short hop in synthesis, then you've added another level of complexity to what they have to be prepared for. Because they can obviously punish you using synthesis in the air if they call you out on it. But if they see you synthesis and then you B-reverse your wave bounce back to where you started, then you can often get a punish out of them running towards you and overextending. It's not uncommon that I'll do this and get tip or down tilt punishes, shield and an unwise dash attack because they were too eager to punish me and didn't realize how little lag I have after synthesis, or get a strong dash attack into beam even. And after you establish this mix-up, it's another thing that makes them scared when you short hop. I can often get away with just short hop synthesising through people because they're expecting me to B-reverse your wave bounce back, and then they're attempting to punish that, and so they'll simply wait while I short hop through them and then land with no lag and take stage control. Or they'll be more scared to do things like punish me Roar Nairing through their shield, because they don't know if I'm going to nair or if I'm going to wave bounce synthesis, and either way, it's not a great situation for them to be in, because nair is even on shield, and obviously I'm not necessarily able to get a true punish off of the B-reverse synthesis, but what I am able to do is punish their attempts to come after me. And so all of this helps to make them scared when we short hop. It helps to add another level of complexity to their counterplay when we do short hop, and makes things like short hop bear a little bit safer, because there is definitely counterplay to when you use short hop bear if they're ready for it. It's not difficult for them to hold down and shield after the first hit. But if they're keeping account of all of these options, we at the very least make it a little bit more complicated, and it potentially gives us some openings until they learn the counterplay. So this isn't necessarily a trick that will work every time. It's definitely reliant on you reading them and you mixing up the opponent, but it is absolutely a way that you can trap people into overextending and giving you a couple of extra openings if used properly. This is something that will be more or less useful depending on the matchup and the playstyle of the person that you're fighting against. Obviously, if you're fighting someone who has the ability to really control the air well, like Falco or Samus, you're not really going to get away with doing this, because if you short hop in synthesis, you're going to get hit with a projectile. But it is really useful, especially against dash dancey type characters, where you run in and they go, oh excellent, I have baited you to short hop bear, and then they expect to punish that. And then you can reverse the situation and you can punish them, because they're expecting you to be where you would be at the end of a short hop bear, and instead of back where you started, which is typically tip or down tilt range. So it really does depend on the matchup and on your playstyle and the opponent's playstyle, but it's a mix-up that I've found to be really useful when I started implementing it, and has really helped with me finding openings and mixing up my opponents much better in general. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below about how I use this. I'll try to find a couple of examples to include in the video, but my guess is most of it will just be me in training mode because I don't have very many recent replays of me playing. But yeah, let me know if you have questions. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.